course.
Welcome, will you one ugly motherfuckers, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
I mean, it's true, but you don't need to tell everybody.
I know.
And I'm Mike.
And we are here tonight to kick off. Yeah, it's a group text. I got it too. We are here tonight to kick off. I don't have a clever name for it. We're just going. It's Jungle July. We're going back to the jungle and hitting Predator. We're hitting 4. Yeah, it'd be even cooler if we were doing just strictly jungle movies, but I think we've cast our die here. So we are doing. We are going to be talking about movies in the Predator series, starting tonight, obviously, because you clicked on the tile with the original 1987 John McTiernan, who would not yet the director of Die Hard. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Jesse Ventura, 2 of the 3 of them became Governor's movie, Predator.
Yeah. It is so weird to look at the career of John McTiernan. I mean, this was kind of his... He had one movie before this, but then he had this one, followed it up with Die Hard, followed that up with Hunt for October, 1, 2, 3... Grand Slam right there. Then struck out with Medicine Man. Struck out with what was it? What was the next one?
Well, the next thing he made after Medicine Man was Die Hard with a Vengeance, which actually was a pretty decent hit.
Yeah, he had one more before that.
Before? Really? All right, I'm on IMDb right now. I'm looking it up. If you're watching, folks, you can easily let us know and expose our idiocy.
Yes, and between Medicine Man and Die Hard with a Vengeance, he had something called The Last Action Hero.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So struck out. Then he hit another homer with Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yeah. Then he hit, I would say, a good solid triple with Thomas Crown Affair.
Yeah, that was a decent-sized hit.
Then he followed up with 13th Warrior, then Rollerball, then Basic. Not Basic Instinct, just Basic.
Right, just Basic.
All 3 last
he
months.
Also spent time in jail.
Yeah, then he went to jail for lying to the FBI and perjury because he was trying to spy on one of his producers, his Rollerball producers, because he thought he was trying to get the movie to bomb.
Yeah.
And then he lied to the FBI about that and ended up spending a year in jail, and he hasn't made a movie since.
Yeah, it is actually incredible. Last Action, the movie where audiences missed the satire.
We reviewed it. And
we did review that, Kurt. And all right, so here's my take on that, because I went opening night to see Last Action Hero. It's not as bad as everybody says it is, but it's also not as great as everybody thinks it is.
Yeah.
A lot of the satire is really in your face. Hey, look at the satire. Take a look at it.
Yeah, and you like it a lot more than I do.
Right.
I was like, there is a kernel of a good movie in there, but most of it's just covered with crap.
Fucking animated cat.
Yeah.
But we are not here to talk about Last Action Hero. Instead, we're here to talk about Get to the Chopper!
Where they had to write in a female character because there were no female characters.
Oh my God, this movie is a veritable sausage party. Even Anna, with as much screen time as she doesn't get, is still barely in this movie.
Yeah.
And there was a point, too, where I'm like, did she die? Because I don't remember her dying.
They kill everyone else in the entire village, but the one woman they seem to find.
Right.
And then they drag her out, and she really contributes nothing to their movie.
Nothing whatsoever. She could barely even explain to them what's going on, because obviously she can't explain what's going on. This movie is like testosterone and Viagra and stuntmen lit on fire and running around. That entire siege that they had is just against that Central American army is so insane. It is every stunt trope known to man. It's like they looked at what they did in Commando and like, you know what? I think we can do better. Here's my beer. Please hold it.
Yeah, seriously, the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie is pretty much just Commando Part 2.
Yeah. The
But,
first third of this movie is a completely different movie than the last 2/3 of this movie.
But it's that last 2/3 of the movie where it's like, oh, this is a lot more fun than it has any right being.
Right. I mean, it was fun. Like, oh God, yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I was telling a coworker of mine that I just watched the movie, and he was like, had recently read an article about how, all the guys are like 101% testosterone when they're killing other humans, but like this alien predator essentially feminizes them, and I'm like, that couldn't be more wrong. If it weren't, like maybe if guys were running away, but every single one of these guys has got like, Gatling guns that are unmounted from tripods and holding him swinging around in a rain of bullets. Friggin' Billy cuts across his chest before he goes to die. This is, I mean, Axe body spray, Old Spice, cigars, women, pussy. It's just like...
And at least 2 members of the cast we know have it has come out absolutely 100% were on steroids.
Oh God, yeah.
At least 2.
Schwarzenegger has admitted that he did steroids.
And
he claims
Ventura.
early in his career. I'm sorry.
And Ventura, come on, you know Vince was making everybody do steroids.
Right. Yeah. And Ventura was also like, that was right before he left the World Wrestling Federation. It's like he had a couple more years there, but that was like when he started getting a taste of Hollywood, or real good taste of Hollywood. I mean, his part is not insignificant.
No. And I mean, come on, I dare you to say that his line, "I ain't got time to bleed," that is a badass line.
Right. I do love the follow-up even more though. You got time to duck.
Yeah.
But yeah, the interesting thing is too is he's also one of the first people to die in this movie. Yeah. Shane Black is the first one. Amazing. If you want to find a Shane Black project that does not take place at Christmas, it's Predator.
Because he didn't direct it.
No, I know he didn't direct it. He didn't write. I'm sure he's got some uncredited rewrites on there.
Probably. My guess would be some of the humor comes from him.
Yeah, probably. Which some of those jokes were terrible. I mean, I understand they let him tell the jokes, but there was also the same year that Lethal Weapon got released. Yes, it was. I'm looking this up right now, Kurt.
But Lethal Weapon was for a second there I thought it was Die Hard. Die Hard was 89. Yeah. Die Hard also during Christmas, but not Shane Black.
Oh, all right. Oh, at the end. Okay, so we did include Christmas in here. Okay, so no, The Nice Guys was not primarily set at Christmas. Does feature a brief coda at the end that takes place during the holiday season. All right. So we're both right, and we're both wrong.
Aww, we're happy. We all get along.
The more you know. Yeah, it's been a while too since I've seen The Nice Guys, which is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. Again, this is a really weird one because I feel like my grading curve for this is all over the place. This is very much the definition of you need to take this movie as it is and judge it on those merits. And let's be honest, those merits are guns, throwing a grenade, multiple dudes jumping over something with explosions. Not even a lot of great one-liners. I mean, you got the knock knock, stick around.
Yeah, it was like there was the beginnings of Mr. Freeze, but it wasn't full on Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah, no. it's again, this is a really weird movie because I enjoy this movie, but it is not. I almost want to call this like middle of the road peak Schwarzenegger compared to some of the movies he put out within this time frame. Some of my absolute favorite Schwarzenegger stuff came out around this time, but we're talking The Running Man and we're talking Total Recall.
Yeah, this really was kind of peak Schwarzenegger, and honestly, without Schwarzenegger, this movie does not work nearly as well.
It doesn't work at all without Schwarzenegger. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of dudes who are walking into their own death. I mean,
yeah, I mean, honestly, even if you put someone like Sly Stallone in here, there's something unique about Schwarzenegger that he can take something that's kind of rote but also unique to like this and find a very fine middle line before.
I feel it's because Schwarzenegger is very stoic in this movie.
Yeah.
That might be what works for him. I mean, again, if you were to put Stallone in this movie, first of all, he's back with Carl Weathers, who, let's be honest, did nothing in this movie.
Yeah.
The only thing of note Carl Weathers did in this movie was flex his biceps.
When they did that. And they're just like doing the arm like in midair. I was like, yeah, that is pure testosterone right there. But
that was about it. And then when we get into the survivalist aspect of everything, when Dutch is trying to, he can't use guns. He's got to use his wits to take down the predator. You're going back to First Blood territory.
Ironically, for me, like my favorite part of the movie is after the village, but before it's just mano a mano. Like when it's actually the predator is stalking them and they're like trying to work their way around it. Like that's for me, that's the strong part of it. Like before that, it's just your typical 80s action movie. And after that, one-on-one, it was fun, but it was lacking that something with it when we had that entire crew going.
Right. The other thing interesting too about this movie is none of this crew actually had a meaningful death. Every death was as kind of like meaningless and insignificant as those 3 Marines that they found strung up in skin. Nobody, even like Carl Weathers, who loses his arm and his dismembered arm is still pulling the trigger, does nothing. Nothing to affect this.
And Mac was like, I'm gonna go around him and then just boom, right through the face.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, Bill Duke. What was Bill Duke's deal with that Bic razor? It's just his thing.
I don't know.
We all have our nervous tics. We all do. I chew ice, but it's like, bro, you're good. You're good. Nothing.
You're smooth as a baby butt.
Unless all that testosterone.
Yeah.
I mean, even Billy's death is stupid because Billy's just like, okay, cut myself.
And you don't even see it.
Like the Indians do.
He's like, Ugh! And then it cuts away and they just hear him scream.
Yeah, and all you see then is like the predator prepping his skull by ripping his spinal cord out of his dead body and then getting rid of all the flesh and muscle and just keeping the skull because that's his prize.
And another thing about the last 30 minutes of the movie, that's when there are like a couple of little errors that just really kind of stuck in my craw this time.
Yeah.
One, when the predator kills Poncho was like gravely injured. There was no sport there.
There's no honor in that. Yeah.
Yeah, you just killed he had a horse with a broken leg. You just put him out of misery. There was no honor in that death. So it kind of goes against the entire Predator. They just kind of hint at it in this one, but it still goes against it. And two, when he's covered in mud, at first it makes sense that it hides it, but afterwards, like that mud's all dry. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not hiding anything. He's still once it's dry, he's hot, he's warm.
Right. And the physical properties of mud change as it dries. It is now clay. I just want to point out too that Sonny Landham, who played Billy, has like a career playing Native Americans when he is not, as far as I can tell, a Native American. The 80s, ladies and gentlemen, this aged great.
I mean, on the plus side, at least the woman that played Anna, she actually is Mexican. Carrillo.
Yeah.
And she's still around. Actually, she was apparently, I didn't watch it, but she played Rhea's mother in Blue Beetle.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Okay, that was her. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just weird. And the other thing to this movie, too, let's talk about the music for a second, because this is Alan Silvestri.
Yeah.
Did he compose for a completely different movie? I know.
It's I really like Alan Silvestri, but I think I prefer later Alan Silvestri. This is early Alan Silvestri, and it's just generic action movie. I mean, the main theme is kind of cool, but beyond that, it's just generic action.
Yeah. But and again, I feel like it was, there were certain parts where the music didn't match up with what we were seeing on screen.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about the Predator himself, the main event.
That design.
I can't believe they wanted Van Damme to play that role.
If they had Van Damme play it, he would have been like he would have gone up to like Arnold's navel.
Right. Well, the other reason too, they want him to be able to do all his kicks and splits and stuff like that. But it wasn't practical in the costume. I legitimately think that. I mean, Kevin Peter Hall definitely was a better choice for that. He had already. Yeah. I don't know what was filmed first, because Harry and the Hendersons also came out in '87.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't. When was this one filmed?
I'm looking right. I'm actually in his biography, so I can tell you exactly.
Well, I mean, this was filmed between April and May of '86 because production had to be halted so Schwarzenegger could get to his wedding to Maria Shriver.
Ah.
He flew from Mexico to Hyannis, got married, had a 3-day honeymoon, and then flew back all while they were doing a second unit footage.
Yeah. And then Harry and the Hendersons, I'm in there right now. Take a look, see when this was filmed. But he had done other stuff too. He was in I'm not even finding it. Doesn't really matter. I mean, he was in Misfits of Science. Apparently, he was on an episode of the Dukes of Hazzard, Night Court. The other George Clooney ER.
Apparently, he could not see out of that outfit.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Oh, he was the mutant bear in Prophecy. Prophecy has got one of the most chilling posters I remember as a kid.
That was Christopher Walken, right?
What's that?
Christopher Walken?
No, that's another Prophecy. This is from the late 70s. But imagine being 8 years old and seeing this poster.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I thought that the height worked. The fact that he needed to be taller than Schwarzenegger worked.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Yep. I don't think I've actually seen it. I know that it's kind of like the poster is kind of the coolest thing about the movie. as many horror movies of the 1970s and early 80s were.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel that worked. The overall design I thought was really cool. And you got to admit, for 1987, the mechanics that they used on the Predator's mouth was fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was Stim Winston, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I do have to say that I think he looks a hell of a lot cooler with the helmet on.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it is very alien with the mandibles and all that, and that was really cool. But dude, with that helmet on, he is so freaking badass. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and
so
that's
cool.
when you see the poster for Predator 2, they leave him in the helmet.
Yeah.
And this was
Makes
nominated,
sense.
by the way, for Best Visual Effects.
Yeah.
Which
you know, for 87?
Yeah, makeup wasn't really like an annual category then, so Stan Winston was part of that nomination process.
But 87, that cloaking device that he's got, that was, and especially when he's like coming out of the jungle and he's got
that was
all
really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the jankiest special effects in this entire movie are any of the flight scenes, like at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, when they're like getting hooked up to go rappelling out of the helicopter, that they were clearly on a green screen there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, again, judging this movie from a critical standpoint is very tough to do because you don't want to dismiss what works about this movie because we'll have a future conversation about it, about another Predator movie in a little bit as to why it works better.
And I might disagree with you. I'm just saying. Just laying it out there. It's been a while, but I might disagree with you.
Okay. But I feel like what this needed to do, what it needed to accomplish, especially at this time where, you know, I'm trying to think. I don't think we really had too many sci-fi action movies around this time.
I mean, 86 was Aliens.
86 was Aliens. Yeah. Okay.
Which was definitely action sci-fi horror.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was definitely more of an action film than a horror movie. I don't even call this horror. I would call this sci-fi action.
Yeah, I mean the vast majority of like sci-fi action movies come around this time were very firmly in the Z grade movies.
Right.
They were not good.
Right.
Yeah, the Leviathan.
Predator also came out in the glorious summer of '87.
Yeah.
You know, that is something that we, will be talking about very soon as to which movie summer was the best. 87 is interesting to me. Sneak peek of my debate skills here. But 87 is where you get all these movies that we love now. And they were all moderate to colossal box office failures when they came out.
I mean, this one was not, because this was
not. No, this actually I think made the top 10.
Yeah, this was pulled in just shy of 100 million on a 15 to 18 million dollar budget. That is a win, no matter who's doing the money.
I'm just looking at Box Office Mojo right now to see what it, where it placed in the just for
top
Box
10.
Office Mojo A7.
Yeah.
I want to see where it placed in the domestic box office, and I am going to go with, in year releases, always go with year releases, Predator, number 12.
All right. Which kind of tells you what else came out that year, that because 87 making over 100 million was pretty good.
Beverly Hills Cop 2 was I'm sorry. 3 Men and a Baby was the number one film of the year, followed by Fatal Attraction, Beverly Hills Cop 2. The only other movie that grossed over $100 million that year was Good Morning Vietnam.
I mean, I don't think anyone's screaming for a new version, a new Blu-ray of Beverly Hills Cop 2.
No.
And Fatal Attraction, you said? Or
Yeah.
Basic Instinct?
Fatal Attraction.
I always get Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct mixed up.
Understandable to a point.
I know one of them has Michael Douglas and one of them has Sharon Stone. I'm not sure which one this is.
This one has Michael Douglas.
Okay.
As does Basic Instinct.
Oh. He had a type back then, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And this was the year he won an Oscar for Wall Street, so.
Wow, 87 was the year of Michael Douglas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was really kind of an interesting year. Anyway, I mean, I think that's all I've got to say about Predator.
I mean,
it's
kind of a glorified B-movie monster movie, but it almost transcends its core.
It's a B movie using studio money.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, Fox was behind this one, so
yeah.
In lesser hands, this could have been unwatchable. So, you got the right people in there. You got Schwarzenegger and enough testosterone to match that.
Carl Weathers, you got Bill Duke, Jesse Ventura.
The Hispanic guy who's not Hispanic, the Native American guy who's not Native American, and Shane Black.
And directed by John McTiernan at the beginning of his power. So,
yeah.
This really was lightning in a bottle.
It was. So, anyway, we want to know what are your thoughts on Predator? Where does this rank in the list of all the many Predator movies, including the Alien versus Predator series? I don't know if I want to count or not.
Yeah.
It's so tough. I don't even want to count them with Alien.
I saw them. I think I saw them both in theaters.
I saw the first one.
I saw the second one too.
Yeah. So, let us know what you thought. Leave a polite comment below. Also, give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. You know what to do. And you know what? I never mentioned that bell icon, so you know when we're going live. Because tomorrow night, if you're watching this episode live or on July 2nd, tomorrow night we're going live and having our podcast that Mike and I host, Geek Salad, where we're going to be talking about our favorite defunct snacks, fast food, and beverages that we want back. It should be a lively conversation, so join in on the conversation here, just like with Kurt did. What Kurt did tonight. Thank you, Kurt. You can chat with us, and we will read your stuff out on the show.
Unless it's unreadable, which in case don't do it.
Please don't. Don't do it. And if you want to get more of us, you can find us on the socials at Geek Salad Podcast on Facebook, at geeksalad.bsky on Blue Sky, and also check out our archive of videos that you can find right here on the channel. Subscribe so you don't have to go hunting for them later on. And we've curated a nice playlist of all of our retro reviews, so you can find them there. So, anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later. And get to the chopper!